Hi, welcome back to PAYE4U, UK, Payroll Made Simple. Have you ever looked at your payslip and thought, what on earth does this tax code mean? Don't worry, you're not alone. Today, I'll break down UK tax codes in a simple way, so you'll finally understand what those numbers and letters really mean. If you're new here, I talk about payroll, payslips, and everything related to UK taxes and earnings. So, if you want to make sense of your money, hit that subscribe button. So, what exactly is a tax code? Well, it's basically a code HMRC gives to your employer or pension provider. This code tells them how much money you can earn tax-free before they start deducting income tax from your wages or pension. It's made up of numbers and letters, and yep, each part actually means something. Now, the amount of tax you pay depends on three things: how much income you've got, how much tax you've already paid that year, and your personal allowance. That's why different people end up with different tax codes, depending on their own situation. Every year, HMRC sends out something called a coding notice. That's basically their way of telling you your tax code and how much tax you've paid. Here's the simple trick to understand it. Most tax codes are just the amount you can earn without paying tax, divided by 10, and then they stick a letter on the end. For example, if your tax code is 1257L, remove the letter, times 1257 by 10, and boom, your tax-free allowance is £12,570. Easy, right? Checkmark outro. Always check your tax code. Even a small mistake could mean paying more than you should. Okay, let's break down the tax code. Most people in the UK will see something like 1257L on their payslip. So what does that mean? The number 1257 basically means you've got a personal allowance of £12,570 a year before you start paying income tax. And the letter, in this case L, just means you're entitled to the standard personal allowance. So if your payslip shows 1257L, that's the standard setup. Nothing fancy, no adjustments. Now, the letters in your tax code are super important because they can completely change how much tax you pay. Here are some common ones you might spot. L, standard tax-free allowance. The M and N are related marriage allowance. M means you're getting 10% of your partner's allowance. N means you've given 10% of your allowance to your partner. T, your allowance has been adjusted for other calculations. BR, basic rate, which means all your income from that job or pension is taxed at 20%. D0 taxed at 40%. D1 taxed at 45%. 0T, personal allowance has been used up, or you've started a new job but your employer does not have the details to give you a tax code. NT, you don't pay any tax on this income. K, this one's tricky. It usually means you owe tax from previous years, or you're getting taxable work benefits, so your tax-free allowance gets reduced. And if you spot emergency codes, like W1, M1, or X, don't panic. These are only temporary codes HMRC uses when they don't have your full details yet. Now, you might also see extra letters in your tax code, and here's what they mean. If your code starts with S, it just means your income or pension is being taxed using the Scottish tax rates. If it starts with C, then you're on the Welsh tax rates. So yeah, those little letters and numbers on your payslip aren't random. They tell the whole story of how your tax is worked out. Also, keep in mind, tax codes don't stay the same forever. HMRC might update yours if you start a new job, get company perks like a car or private medical insurance, claim marriage allowance, or if you've paid too much or too little tax in the past. So, always check your tax code. A small mistake could mean you're paying too much tax, or sometimes not enough. Quick reminder, your tax code affects your take-home pay. If it's wrong, you could be paying too much or too little tax. So always check your payslip, and if something looks off, log into your HMRC account or contact them. Want to know what your tax code means? Links in the description. Alright. That's a wrap for today's video. Next week we'll dive into national insurance and how it affects your pay, so stick around, you don't want to miss that. If this video helped you out, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Just a quick note before I go. This video is for information and education purpose only. If you're unsure about your personal situation, always check directly with HMRC or professional advisor. Thank you for watching PAYE4U, UK, Payroll Made Simple.